Wow. How are you doing?
I'm exhausted.
Right? Already, right? It's
Yes, it's getting there.
getting there. Yeah. How are you doing?
Oh, she doesn't. I talk for her.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm really just representing her.
Okay.
That's all I'm here to do.
Yeah. I've dealt with that before, so we can figure it out. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I know we had a little bit of a puzzle in getting this to happen because if no one knows, we are kind of in the middle of nowhere-ish.
On a lake,
yeah,
on a river.
In front of water, on a river. But again, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
You're one of the main fixtures in this weekend.
Kind of, I think.
Yeah, no.
That's what they keep telling me.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
Like, how long have you been playing music? I have a little bit information in terms of where you're from because I can share it with you. I'm also from California. I'm also a California Texas
nice.
transplant.
Okay.
So we can go into that. But let's just start from the beginning.
All right.
Where have you been playing music since the California days? Is it since you moved?
Long
or
time.
Let's hear about it. Yeah.
Since I was a kid. Yeah. So I grew up in California till high school. And I played music then and moved to Houston and just took it more seriously, I guess. And just started playing in jazz clubs and, my own shows. I started a band with my brother called Laban. And then I decided to do my own solo thing. And now that's all I do now.
Right.
So
Is this your first time here? Or
yeah, first time at the River Revival
Thank
Festival.
God. You're the first person that we've interviewed that this is also their, like, we feel like we're figuring this out. Like, I mean, this is the first time, and Byline has been here officially.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've been here personally.
So we're all figuring this out together.
Yeah, this is my second day where I'm like, is this okay to, like, plug in here?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. So
cool.
no mistakes. So we can't make any mistakes
We can
because
only
no
fuck
one
up so
knows what the hell they're
Right.
doing. Okay.
So, I mean, with that being considered, how do you as an artist, as a musician, kind of go into a setting / environment like this that is frankly pretty different from your
from my normal
Right,
venue? Yeah, my normal jazz venue
Yeah.
with wine and cocktails. Yeah. I actually like this a lot because, like I said, I mean, I'm always at jazz clubs or whatever. And so it's just kind of fun to branch out and do something that I would not usually do and figure out how to, like, put my own spin on it, my own style on, like, what kind of music I'm going to be playing this weekend or what I'm going to be wearing.
Right.
Usually I wear, like, jazz-styled 60s gear, and now I'm, like, having to find a way to kind of, like, river it up a little bit,
It's a weird place, right? Like, to me, I was like, I was expecting much more of a music festival.
Yeah.
As you and probably I, as a member of, like, quote unquote media,
Right.
are used to it, right? Where we have a very designated area and everything's kind of separated.
Right.
What essentially has happened here is a small town,
Yeah.
and then and that's kind of
It's unique.
yeah. Like it in no way is it bad, but
Right.
I'm just curious as to, from the artist perspective,
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, maybe you've already answered the question, but is there anything that you like to do differently when preparing for literally going in the middle of nowhere and kind of inserting yourself inside of a tiny little temporary town and putting your art, in the middle of it?
The best way to prepare for it is to not prepare. So, like, I'm a huge control freak, and I am very type A. I like things being very structured and being my way.
I can agree.
And so you understand that.
100%.
Yeah,
We've
no.
been set up here all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, if this isn't set up, we're not doing it.
Yeah. No,
So I totally feel you.
So you understand me then. Like,
I do.
that's how I am. And so if you're going into, or me especially, if I'm going into a situation like this festival where I don't really know how it's going to be, I don't know how the location's going to turn out, it's just best to, like, drop it all and just be like, you know what, you have to go into it not expecting anything and just knowing that I'm going to do the best anyway of,
Right.
whatever I do and just having a fun time with it. So
So I know you started making music and when you were still living in California, is what you
Yeah.
said. You moved here, you said, when you were in
high school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I was like 4, so we don't have the same story at all. We're in totally different stories.
I still have a little California influence in me.
Yeah, I mean, we say you guys over y'all,
Yeah.
right? Like, even if that's it.
I don't know, man. I've started saying y'all like a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Am I officially Texan now?
I mean,
If I say y'all?
I'm guilty of it as well, but for purity's sake, you have to maintain the you guys, the
You guys.
you got
Yeah.
the why.
Well, I still
apostrophe.
say eggs, like eggs.
Eggs. Oh,
and,
no, I never
and
got there.
legs. Yeah.
Legs,
Yeah.
eggs. Do you ever feel that, like, in being a quote unquote transplant and creating music in a state that is very much itself, as is California? But I mean, is that, if at all, is that something you feel as a creator, as an artist, as a musician? Like, I am not a Texan to the purest form, even though I consider myself a Texan. I know you probably consider yourself a Texan.
Yeah.
But is that ever come across your mind at all?
Like I don't fit in or don't belong?
I don't know. I mean, and however that manifests, like
Right.
even if it means like I have a unique perspective. Because, for example, whether it be the music I know about or some things that I've grown up on because of my mom, I find that they're not always as accessible here as they are there. And I don't know if that applies the same as me as a member of the media as it does someone who is actively creating art for people and for people to consume. So in other words, do you ever feel any kind of pressure to adhere towards your hometown as opposed to the people that you are living around right now?
Yeah. That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I don't think so. I've never felt a pressure to have a sound more like California, like the West Coast, or the South. And so, and maybe because I claim both. So like anytime I give a description of my music or a description of my style or whatever, I'm always like, I'm consciously a blend of both. So
Sure.
I am West Coast jazz, but then I'm also Southern soul. And I think when people hear that, they're like, oh, she's still a little bit of us, even though she lives in Texas. Or, oh, she's still a little bit of us, even though she's from California, So I think people feel like they have like a piece of me that they can still kind of like relate to or grasp onto. And so, I don't know. I've never felt pressure from either side to like.
That's an okay answer.
To go to the dark side.
Yeah, no, and I only ask because I've heard it from other artists before.
Yeah.
Where they've expressed like identity can be a weird thing to juggle with, where you don't really know where you're at. Like, I'm from here, but
I've
I'm
struggled
living here,
with
I'm
identity
there.
my whole life. Like I'm a very strong feminist. I'm black and white. Like I come from like a conservative family, but we lived in a liberal state. I mean, like I've always had identity issues anyway. So
This is
like
nothing new.
this is nothing.
Sure, yeah.
This is normal for me. This
I
is
love
like
it.
a walk in the park. So.
I want to hear about what you're doing recently or coming up. Do you have any releases that have come out or are coming out soon, or what can we look
so
forward to?
I'm releasing my first record at the end of this year. And so far how I've been releasing it is I'll release one single with a music video every single month up until the release of the full album.
Every song?
For every song.
Whoa.
Yeah. It is the most exhausting thing I've ever taken on in my life.
Super ambitious, yeah.
It's very ambitious, but I'm excited. And so far, it's been great. We've already released 2. The third single is going to come out in 3 weeks with a music video. And then it's only a 7-song album. So, I mean, it is a very ambitious thing to take on, doing a music video and a single every single month. But if you're only doing 7 of them, then...
Why did you decide to do it that way? Like, what was the reason behind releasing something that way? Because
So-
it's very unorthodox.
Yeah, I've featured on and worked with a rapper from Houston named Toby Nwigwe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically up and coming. I mean, he's on the up and up. I personally believe he's going to be like the next Chance, the next Jay-Z, and the system that's worked for him that I've seen is it's constant content always. And so he's always releasing. I mean, he releases a music video with a single every single week on Sunday. And I don't have the patience or the sanity for that.
Yeah.
I would need lots of counseling and lots of medication to do that every single week. But I definitely was like, I think I could do this once a month if I build the right team and, have the right people working around me. I think once a month would be, doable for me. And so I'm kind of following the same plan that he kind of laid out for me and laid out for all these artists in Houston, and just started going for it. I just started attacking that plan.
Yeah.
So
when can people expect like the full length or for the whole thing to kind
The
of come
full length
together?
will be in December.
December.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's an awesome idea. But for me, I'm like, I would feel like that would be something I'd have to approach aggressively. Is that how you're doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very aggressive with it. I'm having to like not only produce all the songs myself, but I'm also directing the music videos, finding funding because I'm funding the whole project myself. So I'm working my ass off right now, just performing as much as I can and trying to do like private events and weddings and things like that just to fund this project. But I know it's going to be rewarding at the end of it. I'm going to have like a really good masterpiece to showcase for that. So I'm like not afraid of how much work is going to go into this.
Ultimately, it'll be worth it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got something that you want to put out, and it's got to be done the right way.
Right.
What? And you might have already answered this question, but what is something that you and your fans and anybody can look forward to in 2020? Because we are kind of approaching the end of the year, and I know a lot of artists start planning for the next year come the end of the previous one. So is there anything that you have on the top of your head to talk about?
So the new album, I mean, as soon as this gets done, this process so far has been working for me. I've seen a lot of growth and I've seen a lot of engagement in what I'm doing, and people seem to really like the videos and the singles and the process of me coming out once a month. So I think as soon as that's done, I'm going to just start on the next album immediately. Just because so far I haven't been too burnt out from it yet. And so with December quickly approaching, I don't think if I'm going to be not burned out by then, I want to keep on with this process.
Right. I've been working on that so much recently. It's been like, you're feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because you never know.
Right.
And again, just personally, like in 6 months, I might be in not a very good place, and I don't want to have to force myself to put something out creative when I know it won't come out at its 100%.
For sure.
So you relate to that?
No, I feel the same way. I mean, what you said was perfect. Like, you strike while the iron's hot, and it's just the way social media is too. Like, it's so easy to lose momentum.
Algorithm based.
Yeah. Even if you just stop, like, putting out music or putting out a product, even like within a week, or if you're not posting a new picture, or like, hey, this is what I'm doing, people will lose interest like within a matter of hours and days. Like, that's how short people's attention spans are now.
Which sucks, but at the same time, I'm a person, and I don't know about you, but that works really well under pressure and like with a fire lit underneath.
Yes.
So it kind of does this weird thing where it makes me want to stay, productive and active.
It does for me too. Like, I kind of like that pressure a little bit. It will get tiring after a certain point. So hopefully at some point I'll get to a place where someone else can take over my social media and I can just focus on writing and directing. But for right now, I'm doing all of it. And I'm wearing multiple hats. So until then, I just got to keep plugging away. Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with us. This is awesome. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for making it. It's been a day.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Also, my car broke down on the way over here.
No.
So
but
my band members had to come pick me up, and my car is like
still there?
It's getting towed to a mechanic right now in Austin. So that has been my day. So I feel you.
Well, thank you even more for making this happen.
No, it's been that's what I'm saying though. Like, you could either stress about it or you could just be like, man, screw it. I'm like on the river now. Like, we're going to play music. We're going to have fun. I just need to like not think about things like that.
All right. Well, that's the best place to leave it off.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Madeline. It's been amazing.
No, thank you. I have bunny hair all over my hand.
That's fine. And thank you as well. Say something. That's
thank you
fine.
for having me.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.